What up, homies?
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Today we're dealing with Porsche 955, and we're dealing with four-wheel drive fault. Right now, this baby is stuck in low. It won't come out. It won't go back to high range. This happens to a lot of you. There's a lot of information on the internet about it, about what to do, from changing the entire transfer case, motor, control unit, all the way down to drive in reverse as fast as possible and slam it into neutral and then turn off the engine. So there's a lot of different internet ways of fixing this problem. We're going to go through from the top to bottom, easiest to do, least involved to the most involved. And we'll see what fixes it. I already know what fixes it, but we'll go through it anyways, because what I have going on with this Cayenne, you may not have going on. You may have something else. So let's get into it. Ah, that dreaded beep. So here we're in park. We're going to move to neutral and make sure that the ECU shows it as being in neutral. If the ECU doesn't recognize it as being in neutral, it doesn't matter if it's in neutral, and it will never come out or go into low gear. So we're going to open up the fuse panel here on the driver's side, and we are going to pull fuse 40. Fuse 40 is a 5 amp fuse that controls the instrument panel and the diagnostic system. Take it out for 10 minutes, stick it back in, try it, see what happens. So we notice right away that the time has been reset. Still got the fault, but hey, look, the warning's gone on the oil level sensor. Let's put it in neutral, try it again. No joy. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and test the battery. Just pull this back, vanity covers come off, and there's just 2 triple squares to pull. Nice. Now we're going to use our Topdon battery tester. If you don't have a battery tester, check the description. This one's badass. Okay, so the original servo motors were failing on the first generation Cayennes. The first generation Cayennes. They were causing jerky driving, and Porsche put out a TSB specifically for 2003, 2004 vehicles, and that technicians were supposed to replace both the servo motor and the transfer case control unit. So that's why we're replacing the transfer case control unit with a 2005, 2006 that we bought off eBay. Right here, right here. And that gets pushed out. There it is. That one came out. That one going in. That gets pushed in. Make sure that's on and that's on. That goes back on. Like that. All right. This guy goes back in here. Right here and right here. I go under and then line that hole up. Good. All right. All right, let's give it a little test here. All right, so don't worry so much about that circle with the triangle in it. That's always going to happen when you disconnect the battery. And you just got to drive it a little, it'll go away. Yep. Let's try this. All right, homies. So what we did, we went through from the easiest down to the well, we're still going down to the most difficult, or least to most invasive. I would say the first thing of pulling the 40 amp fuse, that clears a lot of stuff. Surprisingly, I don't know that it necessarily fixes anything, but it'll clear a lot. And sometimes that might be enough to get the transfer case to or the servo motor or something to click in and get out of low gear. We made sure it was in neutral, that it shows in neutral. We made sure the battery had electricity, which is super important, right? These cars, if they're even a little bit low in juice, they have all kinds of problems. We swapped out the transfer case control unit, which isn't, I guess in this series, I wouldn't say to do this next. Next, I would crawl under the car and I would check the connections, which we're going to do next. But I'm just trying to, it's just easier to film doing it the way I'm doing it. So we swapped out the transfer case control unit, brought the car from 04 to 05, 06 when they did the upgrade. And that didn't do the trick. That didn't work. But the car is able to function. So we just leave the new updated control unit in there, and the next step is to check the cables. So this is your transfer case and your transfer case servo motor right here. First thing you want to do is inspect everything. This one obviously doesn't look fantastic, and that's not good, but it's also doesn't look to be the immediate problem. You can push this in if you can. I might need a, there it is. It looks fairly clean. It doesn't look horribly corroded. This one's probably the same. Let's take a look at this one here. You definitely deserve a cleaning, but it doesn't look like that's the immediate problem. So we'll be replacing this guy. Come on, baby. Gotta get that out of the way. So we'll start with these here. These are 8 mil. Get that sucker out. There we go. There, right there. There it is. Of course, that's the tightest one. There we go. Now, does this thing just pop off? Nah, it's going to require a shake and a couple of... There it is. And so if the other one lines up perfectly, great, but if not, we're going to have to turn this thing. So this is our original that we took off. You can see right here where the notch is, the little indent right there. That was in low range. The new one comes in high range, it looks like. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little red Sharpie, and we finna draw a line basically right through that spline. A little bit more. Let's see. We'll do a little brake clean. Nothing crazy. And we'll come in here and just clean away this gunk. Hey, got it. That's it. Right there, you bitch. All right. You son of a gun. There we go. All right. All right. Give this a...
That's the tappy.
A little turkey time. There we go. All right. Now, let's clean these, rewrap this, and then plug them in and see if this shit works. Cutie electronic cleaner in these. All right. This guy. There it is. All right, and what we're going to do is, while this dries and drips, we are going to wrap this stuff with, look at this. This shit just breaks right off. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this with loom tape and then decide if we want to put some more plastic piping around it. All right, first one completo. There we go. Looking good, looking good. That's how you do it. Now I'll plug this, well, let's give it a spray just to make sure that it's all the way dry before we fry the shit out of everything. Do a little press there. Look at all that dust coming off. Get in here, even though it's brand new. And get in there too. This one definitely goes like this. That's it. Now we just gotta figure out. Yeah, this would have to go that way. Come on. Come on, baby. Get on there for me. There it is. Okay. It's on there. And then this guy can go either in this hole, which is where I'm going to put him, right there. Yeah. Or this one, but I like him there. Cool. And we're all set. what's first. All right, here we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment of truth. Neutral. Boom. Reduction off. Yes, sir. And it works. That's the way to do it. Put this stupid thing on. I don't even know how to. Is that how they put it on?
Damn, girl, that's my triple nipple.
Like the chick from Total Recall. Anyways, let me put it over here. Okay, so we're gonna throw some LEDs in there into the Cayenne. We're gonna put LED running lights now, and these are the, I guess, 194s. You want to spend a couple bucks more and get the error-free. The cheapest ones aren't error-free, and the issue you're going to have is, you know, the ECU of the awesome. The ECU of the 2000s is going to tell you, hey, there's something wrong with the car, because LEDs don't draw as much voltage as standard incandescent, and so what's going to end up happening is your car is going to think the bulb is low or not working at all, and you're going to get error lights, even though the light will still work. So if you can deal with the annoyance of having error lights, buy the cheapest ones. But literally, the error-free ones are like $2 or $3 more. It's not worth it. You don't need the special tool that everyone says, go get the special tool out of the back. You don't need that. It's just a 6 mil socket that's needed and an extension. We're going to get a 6 mil. We're going to get an extension, and we're going to get, obviously, a ratchet. You'll see right here, we're going to start on the passenger side just because there's literally no reason. We're going to start on the passenger side. So towards the bottom, it's going to show you there's a little diagram, which way to turn it to unlock, which way to turn it to lock. You're going to just push your finger at the bottom here and push in. This thing should come out, get out of the way. And then in here, we're going to put in our socket. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. We're going to go counterclockwise, lefty-loosey, until, hey, you see that? There you go. And then we're just going to slide this baby out, and that's it. You can, with your fingers, pull these apart. I find it easier a lot of times to use a longer flathead. You just slowly pull each one aside. Do the same here. And then once they're apart, this piece just comes off and exposes the brains of this brain surgery. So now this is what we're going for right in here. This one down here. This is the running light. This is your main low beam. This is your running light down here. So it's just a squeeze. I know you can't see it, but you're going to squeeze and then pull out. Squeeze and then pull out. That's it. This one comes straight out. And now we're going to put in our LED. AUXITO. It's Chinese Spanish for auxiliary. Anyways, going to get this little guy here. And we are just going to plug this directly in. And then we are going to slide this sucker back in till it clicks. That's it. I'm going to take the time to clean all this. Look at this. It doesn't even come off. That's how dirty this shit is. A little bit there. There we go. Cleaned it up. It doesn't look brand new, but it certainly looks a lot better. All right, now we're going to do a little cleaning here as well. Let's try the little stupid finger snap thing that they do on the YouTubes. We just slide this bad boy back in here, and that is a pretty straightforward process. just like that. And then we're gonna switch to righty-tighty until you hear boom, and then you're done. Let's see how these look now. We got the new one and we got the old one. Now some of the purists will probably like the old one. We'll see. We got to live with them for a second. Here we go. What do you think? That's it. That's how it's done. That's how you change this to an LED. Pretty straightforward. I assume probably most of you watching this could figure that out. But you know, this whole channel, this whole series with the Porsche Cayenne is really about kind of letting you see it. You know, it's like when your dad used to take you out and like work on the car, you could see what he was doing. That's kind of what this is. I'm not saying anyone else couldn't do this, but it's more like you get to watch it. That way, any hiccup I come across, you already have the knowledge that you could come across that hiccup before you get to it. So hopefully that helps. We're going to be doing this on this car, on this truck. All kinds of stuff, from valve body to transfer case to oil level sensor, dropping the subframe, all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, or just wait forever and then go back and watch them all and binge it all in one day. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. What a retard.